Star Wars has always done a great job with world building, from the watery planet of Kamino to the lush forests of Endor and Kashyyyk. Landscapes have always been a great tool for learning about the cultures of the people that live in them. When Star Wars The Clone Wars first showed Mandalore, it was a completely barren wasteland. Apart from its occasional cities, the planet is empty. A stark contrast to the post-apocalyptic feel of Season 3 of The Mandalorian. To understand how the landscapes relate to the story, we need to understand the social atmosphere in both of these times. During the Clone Wars, Duchess Satine of Mandalore was constantly at odds with the Death Watch, who were trying to take control and return Mandalore to the warrior past that it always had. The warrior portion of Mandalorian culture seemed to be non-existent in the domed cities under Satine's rule. No one wore the historic armor, at least that we know of, and under Satine there was very little military power, only the police force and royal guards.
They cry out for change.
All the history of bravery and valor is non-existent in Satine's Mandalore, and it shows in the environment. The entire planet is a desert of ground, and like the culture has been wiped from the people, the planet's surface has also been wiped of its history. Another thing I want to mention is the domed cities. In the case of Satine's Mandalore, I think the dome represents two things: protection, but also limitation. Without violence, the people under Satine's rule lived quite fulfilling lives. They were able to work, play, enjoy life, just like normal people should. But there was a large disconnect between their way of life and the way of life of their ancestors.
You are Mandalorians. Weaponry and armor are intrinsic to your culture, are they not?
As Jack Black just said, weapons and armory are intrinsic to Mandalorian culture. And Satine puts a limitation on that culture by having a non-violent society. Now, if you consider the landscape of Season 3 of The Mandalorian, it's completely different. All the surviving Mandalorians are warriors, and the environment seems to be reflecting that fact. The culture on which Mandalore was built is returning, and as a result, so is the natural beauty of the planet. Throughout history, plants have been a symbol of growth, and their inclusion on a planet that didn't have them before seems to be a deliberate attempt by the show's creators to show that Mandalore's future is one of growth and progress. However, this also comes at a cost. This beautiful shot of the destroyed Imperial compound, which was once a Mandalorian city, reminds us that with violence comes destruction, and with destruction comes death. Sort of like a memory for the fallen Mandalorians. And to bring this analysis into full circle, let's go back to what we said the domes represent in the Clone Wars. Protection and limitation. The broken dome seems to represent the fact that the Mandalorians are now free from their past limitations, but they also do not have the safety of avoiding a fight. If you want to see another example of how Star Wars has used landscapes to convey a point, check out this video about the Bad Batch Season 2 finales. And if you like my content, make sure to like and subscribe.